You are born in the late 15th century, in a damp village tucked between the low green hills of Rumelia, under the long shadow of the Ottoman Empire. The earth is dark and heavy there. It clings to your mother's hands. It stains your father's cuffs. It feeds you barely. You are born into a house of timber and smoke. The roof leaks in winter. In spring, the river swells and gnaws at the fields. Your father bends his back to soil that does not belong to him. The Sipahi who rides through the village twice a year owns a land, owns a harvest, owns a right to take what he pleases. You learn this before you learn to count. Your mother whispers prayers in a language older than the empire that rules her. She presses a wooden cross into your palm at night and tells you to keep quiet when riders pass. The hooves are what you remember first. The tremor in the floorboards. The way conversation stops mid-breath. You are 6 when you understand that you are small enough to be taken. The tax collectors come in autumn, when the grain is tall and golden and hope is thin. They do not shout. They do not need to. They wear fine wool and curved blades. Behind them stands a clerk with ink-stained fingers and a ledger thick as a brick. He writes names, ages, notes on teeth and shoulders. They call it a levy, a gathering, a selection. Your mother grips your shoulders, so hard her nails cut skin. Your father does not look at you. He stares at the ground, at the mud crusted on his boots, as if the earth might open and swallow you first. You are measured by hands that do not know your name. Your chin is lifted, your arms turned, your teeth inspected like a mule's. You try not to cry. Crying marks weakness. Weakness invites rejection. Rejection means you stay. Acceptance means you vanish. You are chosen. Your mother's sound is not a scream. It is something lower. Something torn from the belly. Your father finally looks at you then. His eyes are wet and empty. He tells you to obey. He tells you to survive. He does not say he is sorry. You are marched with other boys from other villages. A thin line of wool and fear moving toward the horizon. Some are taller, some younger. One clutches a scrap of cloth from home until a guard rips it away and throws it into the dust. You walk for days. The smell of unwashed bodies mixes with leather and horse sweat. At night you sleep under open sky. You listen to boys whisper prayers in different accents. You begin to understand that your small grief is part of something larger. A system, a machine. They call it the Devshirme. You are told you are fortunate. You are told you will be remade. You are told you will serve the Sultan himself, in the heart of power, in the city that straddles 2 continents. You do not know the name Constantinople yet, but you hear it spoken like a promise and a threat. When you finally see its walls, they rise from the earth like a cliff of stone. The air smells of salt and smoke and something metallic. Ships crowd the water. Minarets pierce the sky. You have never seen so many people. You have never felt so small. You are stripped, washed, shorn. Your cross is taken. A new name is pressed into you like a brand. You are told your old one is dead. You repeat the new name until it no longer tastes foreign. You are 7. You are sent to a peasant household in Anatolia first, to learn the language, to learn obedience, to forget. The family there watches you with cautious eyes. You are both guest and captive. You wake before dawn. You carry water. You tend animals. You are corrected with sharp words and sharper hands. You learn Turkish. You learn silence. When you are older, when your shoulders broaden and your voice begins to roughen, you are taken again, this time to the barracks of the Janissaries, the elite infantry of the empire. You are told this is an honor beyond measure. You are told that boys like you can rise higher than any peasant's son ever dreamed. The barracks smell of oil, sweat, and iron. Rows of narrow beds. Boots aligned with brutal precision. The walls echo with commands barked in unison. You are beaten for speaking out of turn. Beaten for slowness. Beaten for the smallest crack in discipline. The blows are not personal. They are instructional. You are clay, and pain is a sculptor. You learn to march until your feet bleed. You learn to fire a musket until your shoulder bruises purple. You learn to draw a bow, to wield a blade, to stand unmoving for hours beneath the sun. Prayer is now different. The words shift in your mouth. You are instructed in Islam. You memorize verses you do not fully understand. You are told your loyalty belongs to the Sultan alone, not to blood, not to village, not to memory. You are 10. You no longer dream of your mother's face clearly. It blurs at the edges. You wake some nights with a taste of smoke in your mouth, unsure if it is from the barracks or from a fading memory of home. The older Janissaries walk differently. They move with contained violence, with pride sharpened like a blade. They remind you that you are nothing yet, that you must earn the white felt cap, that you must deserve the uniform. You are 13. Your body is harder now. Your hands are calloused. You can dismantle and reassemble your weapon in darkness. You can run until your lungs burn, and not slow. The instructors begin to speak of campaigns, of rebellion in distant provinces, of enemies at the frontier. You understand then that the Devshirme is not charity. It is investment. You and the others are taken from Christian villages, so that you owe nothing to anyone but the throne. You have no family to divide your loyalty, no inheritance to distract you. You are severed roots planted in imperial soil. The hierarchy reveals itself slowly. At the top, the Sultan, distant and absolute. Beneath him, viziers, commanders, men who were once boys like you. They wear silk now. They speak softly and are obeyed instantly. The possibility lodges in your chest like a splinter. You could rise. You could become powerful. But beneath that possibility is a narrower truth. Most of you will not rise. Most of you will march, bleed, age. You are 15 when you see your first execution. A Janissary accused of theft. He kneels in the courtyard. The sentence is read without flourish. The blade falls cleanly. The blood steams in the cool morning air. You are forced to watch. Discipline is maintained not just by reward, but by fear. You do not sleep that night. You are 18 when you first leave the city in armor, marching beneath banners heavy with gold thread. The drums pound a steady rhythm that vibrates in your ribs. Villagers line the road and stare at you with a mixture of awe and terror. You recognize that look. You once wore it. Battle is noise and mud and confusion. Orders swallowed by smoke. The metallic tang of blood thick in your nose. A man beside you falls with an arrow in his throat, his eyes wide and unbelieving. You step over him because you must. You survive. Survival is praised. Survival is rewarded with a coin and a nod. The dead are buried in shallow graves or left where they fall. The empire expands inch by inch, and you are the instrument of that expansion. You are 20. Your back aches in the mornings now. A faint line of scar tissue runs along your forearm. You have not returned to your village. You do not know if your parents live. You are told such knowledge is irrelevant. In the barracks, younger boys arrive. Fresh faces, shaved heads, eyes too wide. You see yourself in them and feel nothing you can name. The system continues. It always continues. Years pass in campaigns and drills. Promotions come to a few. You are made responsible for a small unit. You repeat the commands once shouted at you. You enforce discipline with the same cold detachment once used against you. You tell yourself this is strength. Then comes the turning. You are 27 when rumors spread of discontent within the corps. Pay delayed. Privileges questioned. The Janissaries have grown powerful, and power breeds tension. You and others gather in low whispers at night. You speak of fairness, of respect owed. Someone informs. At dawn, guards surround the barracks. Names are called, yours among them. You are dragged into the courtyard you once watched as a boy. The same stones, the same cold air. You are accused of sedition. You try to speak. The words die in your throat. Loyalty, you want to say. You have given everything. Your childhood, your faith, your blood. It does not matter. You are stripped of rank before your peers. Your cap removed. Your insignia torn away. Laughter does not erupt. Silence does. It is worse. The punishment is not death. Not yet. It is public beating. 50 lashes, each one measured. Each one landing with deliberate force. Your skin splits. Warmth runs down your back. You bite through your lip to keep from crying out. You are left face down on stone. You are not executed because you are still useful. You are 32 when you march again, scars thick across your shoulders. You fight with less illusion now. Promotion is no longer a dream. It is a closed door. You watch as younger men are favored, as sons of powerful households, smuggled into positions despite the old rules, rise faster than you ever did. The purity of the Devshirme erodes. Corruption seeps in. The system that demanded your absolute loyalty bends for others. You understand then that you were never indispensable, only replaceable. You are 38 when your knee begins to fail. An old wound flares in damp weather. You hide the limp as long as you can. You wrap cloth tight beneath your armor. In the training yard, a boy of 16 defeats you in a bout. His strike is clean, efficient. He helps you up, respectful, unaware of the quiet humiliation blooming in your chest. You see it clearly now. You are becoming what the older Janissaries once were to you. Obsolete. You are 45 when you are assigned to guard duty in a quieter quarter of city. No more campaigns. No more drums. The younger men leave at dawn in gleaming ranks while you remain behind, watching dust settle in the sunlight. Your body is thick with old injuries. Your hearing dulled in one ear from cannon fire. At night, you feel a hollow space inside you where a life might have been. A wife, children, a field of your own. You chose none of this, yet you enforced all of it. You are 50. The barracks no longer feel like a forge. They feel like a waiting room. The empires shift around you. Sultans change. Viziers fall. Policies are rewritten. You remain a relic in white felt. One winter, fever takes hold of you. It begins as a chill that no blanket warms. Your joints ache. Your breath shortens. You are moved to a small chamber off the main hall. The younger men visit once, briefly, uncertain what to say. You lie on a thin mattress. The air smells of damp wool and stale oil. Outside, you hear the distant call to prayer drifting over rooftops. No family stand at your side. No mother. No father. No child bearing your features. You think for a moment of a village between low green hills, of a woman pressing a wooden cross into a small boy's palm. You try to recall her face. It does not come. Your breathing grows shallow. The ceiling above you blurs. The empire continues beyond these walls. Orders are given. Taxes collected. Boys selected. You die without ceremony. Your body is washed and wrapped. A brief prayer. A simple burial in soil that never knew your childhood footsteps. Centuries pass. The barracks change. The core grows unruly, then powerful, then corrupt. Eventually, in the 19th century, the Sultan orders their destruction. Cannons are turned on the Janissaries themselves in an event later called the Auspicious Incident. The institution that shaped you is shattered by the same throne it served. Historians write of efficiency, of innovation, of a military system ahead of its time. They note how the Devshirme created loyal administrators and formidable soldiers. They praise its meritocratic edges. They debate its morality in careful language. Your name is not in their books. In museums, white felt caps rest behind glass. Tour guides speak of discipline and glory. Visitors nod, impressed by the scale of empire, by the sweep of conquest. No one speaks of the small village, of the autumn levee, of the boy measured like livestock beneath a gray sky. You were a brick in a wall so vast it obscured the horizon. And when the wall finally cracked, no one remembered the hands that built it.